Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Kombo Ramadhan from Pongwe Islamic Secondary School. Today I would like to talk about the strategies for parent engagement in school so that we can strengthen the school-home partnership. A case study of Pongwe Islamic Secondary School. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about the introduction, the question, methodology, findings, discussion, and the recommendation we made through this study. To start with the introduction, you can say that the purpose of this study, which is it focused on the focus is parent engagement in school, and the purpose of this study was to identify strategies to involve and engage parents in the school to strengthen a school-home partnership for student academic achievement. This part of my presentation is fall under EduLEAD Benchmark 1, which talk about the 21st century leadership. And this benchmark 1.4 is about identifying, managing, and engaging other stakeholders. In this part of introduction, we are going to see what is the school stakeholders and the parent engagement. So in short, we can say that a school stakeholder or a stakeholder is just a person or group or organization that has an interest or concern in one's school or in one's organization. And this can be, one of them can be a parent. And the parent engagement can simply be to make parent involved in the process of running the school. Or in the other way, you can say that engagement is just about the process to involve people who are affected by the decision or can influence the implementation of decision we are going to make, particularly in running of the school. This study attempts or answers 3 questions, and these questions are as follows. The first is, what is the performance of the student whose parents were actively engaged in their academic progression while at school? And the second is, how should the parent be involved in school affairs to support student learning at Pongwe Islamic Girls Secondary School? And the third question is, what are the strategies needed to strengthen parent-teacher partnership in the school? So these were the questions to see in detail in the coming chapter. To answer the question, the methodology of my study were involve the following, that research approach, I used a mixed approach where mixed method research approach were used in this study. Why? Because we wanted to collect varieties of data to get deep information, a wide understanding of what is really taking place across the school. And the design of our research or design of this study is just a case study design, which is adopted in order to get audited information of the school, particularly in the parent engagement. And the data collection has been made using 3 methods: the observation, the questionnaire, and the interview. And then sample which has been selected in this study, it was just a random sampling from parents. And also we do purposeful sample for higher performed student, and the school leaders were also involved in the sample. To proceed in the findings, through observation, school leaders' observation, student score versus parent involvement in the school has been deeply assessed or deeply analyzed. Parent have been given a questionnaire. It's full of parents who have been given questionnaire, and the parents were also being interviewed. So in the findings, at first we see about the reported questionnaire. In this parent, school used to give parent to involve parent. We wanted to know that the parents who are being engaged at school, what is their role? How the being engaged in the school can affect the performance of the student or performance of their student. So one of the parent satisfaction survey, which has been shared by the school to parent, it was a scaled linear question. We found out that it is scaled 1 to 5, but more than 79% of the parents indicated that they are pleased with the development of their progression of their student in the school. So having more than 70% of the parents who are pleased with the result shared by the school, this implies that the parents are being involved and they are aware of what is really taking place at school. And you find out that not all the parents are able to attempt or to follow to give the feedback to the school. Only those parents to whom their children are really their children do well in the school, they usually tend to send feedback to the school. And in the same self-reported questionnaire, it wanted to test parent involvement in the school affect support student learning. In school, students may be affected by varieties of things. So at Pongwe Islamic Girls Secondary School, a survey which has been made to the parent to collect their views on various aspects of the school running. It has been revealed that parents need the school is ready to get is welcoming the parent feedback or the parent voice. So through this, we found out we found out that parents are pleased with the reception or a kind of language the teacher, the school is talking toward them. But they wanted an improvement in the area of sports and games, and also the general learning environment. They speak that it need to be improved. So 38.5% of the idea that learning environment should be improved, while games and sport, parent of 46% have such kind of feedback, provided such kind of feedback that the school has to make improvement in this area of games and sport. So we've also further gone to see in the interview responses. It was to answer question number 3, how the parent can be engaged in the school. So varieties of communication strategies or varieties of engagement strategy has been given here, such as physical and online meeting, communications, parent visit, volunteering, and fundraising. So these were the responses recorded from interviewed parent. So it is commonly known that Pongwe Islamic Girls Secondary School, a major means of engaging, a strategy to engage parent in the school is communication, whereby 80.5% of the parent are engaged via communication. Also, the physical or online meeting is about 30.80%. And normally, the parent visit, which is done monthly, they come, they see that being engaged with through that amount. Very low strategy which has been used is this volunteering and the fundraising. It's seen that only 7.7% of the strategy is being used in the school. So from this data, what can we get? From the data, we can see that parents who are effectively engaged with the school programs lead to academic success of their children. It shows that all the parents, most of the students who do well in school are the one whereby their parents are usually in line with the school norms. They pay visit at the school, they contact the teacher, whether academic or subject teacher, the general school leadership is being in contact with the student, with the parent. So by nature, once teachers see that the parent are closely following the progress of their student, the teacher has the tendency to be close to the student, and more effort is being emphasized to such student whose parent is so close to the teacher. But also it shows that sharing periodical satisfaction survey to involve parent in the school to welcome a parent voice. This is a good strategy that parents have been given a chances to air out their voice, and the school is also welcoming the parent to speak so that they can their voice can be heard and things can be in a good manner. But also we see that a parental feedback being collected anonymously by the school, it provided a greater chance to the parent to share their voice, their concern freely. Unlike when they share publicly or in a general meeting, sometimes they could not be able to explain some of the things which they are not pleased. But through Google Form, in which they can share to parents, they can respond to school what they are pleased with, what they are not pleased with. Is very accurate, and a lot of data information will be collected. Also, responses show that communication via WhatsApp is frequently used to engage parents in the school. As we have seen from the data, that the majority of the parents are being contacted through WhatsApp, or the survey being shared through the parent WhatsApp group. This means that WhatsApp has become useful to engage parent and the school, but this should be improved. Should be improved in the sense that when we interview parents, they all agreed that this communication is the major strategy. So the school has to take in consideration to use other strategies so as to engage more parent. To engage more parents. Why? Because some of the parents do not possess WhatsApp. Therefore, they should be engaged via other platforms. Another concern is that school leaders put emphasis on a few strategies to engage parents, leaving the various ways of engaging parents. This is not a good approach. So they have to think about other ways engaging parent, not only communication, as we've mentioned, is the parent themselves as explained. And we have seen the establishment of parent council is the basic practice for school to ensure parents are effectively represented in the school. In the school organization chart or the organogram, we found out that the parents have been given chances to express the idea, to represent their leadership in the school council. So having such kind of thing is good to ensure that is truly the parents are fully engaged in the school affairs. So what is the implication of all of this, especially to the educators? This implies that the school leaders demonstrate 21st century skills in leading transformation in the school, where digital skills are applied to support students through parental involvement, but occasionally communicate with and listen to some of the members of the school community, may rely on unusual suspect or not engaged diverse stakeholders. This shows that the school is in this benchmark 1 of leading in the 21st century. It is in level 3, which is in the developing stage. So it has been in the program. The school has, together with the leaders, has to ensure that they improve and reach target maybe level 4. What are the recommendations? There are a few recommendations to make in this. One is that among them is that professional development and the support program should include the development of communication skills, parent-teacher interview, customer care services, teacher home visiting. If once this can be made, they can improve the engagement of the parent in the school, and the relation between teacher or school and home can be improved. But also, school should continue with the good practice of regularly and effectively communicating with the listening and responding to family and the student, and the school community to build a culture of stakeholders engagement is stipulated in the EduLEAD Benchmark 1.4. And this should be a target for the year for the next year. But the parent council which has been developed in the school on organogram should have specific roles and the responsibility for effective representation of the parent in the school. So having seen this organogram, is that it shows us that yeah, the organization chart has the school body, the managers, head of school, academic, discipline, the assistant head, and the other branches. So parents have been, parent council has been put into the corner, into a core of this chart, meaning that they can contact downward to all the stakeholders across the school, across the school. Yeah, to call stakeholders across the school, as we have seen there. So another recommendation is that school leaders should not only talk to parents and ask them for money, but have to be welcoming, responsive, and listening to create a learning partnership. And lastly, is that a parent and community engagement policy should be shared among the stakeholders and reviewed accordingly. This will make parent involvement more meaningful to the parent. After this, mark the end of this presentation. Thank you very much.